basically saying that right now he's just a little worked up.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So with Keone Pearson winning that 212 Miss Olympia, and that too in such a dominating manner, that will go down as one of the most dominating performances in the Miss Olympia history. Now what we saw happen this past weekend, what is the fate of the 2 times former Miss Olympia? Shaun Clarida, is he the next person to hang up the posing trunks? Because realistically speaking, there is no chance of him beating Keone ever again. No matter what kind of shape, what kind of package he brings. Plus the fact is he is over 40 years old now. And the fact is he has been on the pro scene, in the pro league, for more than a decade now. And we look back at some of his pictures from back in the day and compare it to his recent one. There is quite a lot of muscle that Shaun has put on his frame. I mean, it has been one of the most unbelievable transformations in the bodybuilding history. But that obviously happened with eating huge amount of foods year after year, grinding hard in the gym, not to mention the amount of gear these guys use. So will he consider retirement after this year's Miss Olympia? Well, he did hint about this, that he wants to focus a lot on being a father, being there for his family, his daughter, rather than being a full-time bodybuilder. So do not be surprised if another retirement comes your way. Now with all due respect to his look that he brought at this year's Miss Olympia, I think we can all agree that he was a bit downsized compared to last year, and even compared to 2022. Now I have got to say, even if he had the same size as last year, with the conditioning that he had this year, Keone Pearson would still have been unbeatable. Next up, we have an update from the original beast, Roelly Winklaar. I think he might be back on something. So Roelly was spotted hitting arms today, more specifically his triceps, and that is some real size right there that Roelly Winklaar has right now. So some of the pictures that were taken at this year's Olympia weekend, his arms look bigger and extremely impressive too. So Roelly has had the biggest triceps in the bodybuilding history, period. And that is still reflecting in his physique. So would he have continued to compete after 2021 if it wasn't for his shoulder injury? Well, if you guys ask me, I think he would have, because he loved to compete. And his retirement wasn't on his own terms, because he did not show up looking the way he wanted to at his last Miss Olympia in 2021. So that was also the first time in many years Roelly placed outside of that top 10. So could that 2018 version of Roelly Winklaar, either from the Arnold Australia or the Olympia version, will that have won the Olympia title this year? Well, I don't think so. Even though we saw the best Roelly in 2018, his conditioning still wasn't at par with what we saw this weekend at the Olympia stage. So for a guy who is 47 years old, he looks unbelievable and really impressive. And I am so glad to see him mentally at peace with his retirement decision now. So 4th place at the Olympia this year was the most disappointing result for one of the best from Brazil, Ramon Dino. But I guess he should be thankful that the spillover incident, that did not affect his placings that much. And with that, what a great champion and a true sportsman Brian Asley is. Because the thing is, Ramon was his rival on the stage. But being a more experienced guy than Ramon, he helped him with what to do when Ramon Dino spilled over. And we have to keep in mind, this isn't the first time Brian has shown us such great gesture on the stage. So nothing but massive respect for the man. So Ramon came in very confident that he is gonna dethrone Chris Bumstead and that he is winning the Olympia title this year. So we were told that the 20 weeks prep leading into this year's Miss Olympia, that is gonna make one hell of a difference in Ramon's overall physique. But we have seen this so many times at the Olympia, that things can happen at the peak week. And that is what happened with Ramon, and he missed his peak. Now obviously he will be a contender to win the Classic Physique Miss Olympia title next year, now that C-Bum is retired. And Chris Bumstead himself, even he said that Ramon is the favorite to win the Olympia title next year. But first of all, he needs to redeem himself at the moment. So there are 2 things that Ramon is gonna do in the future. So his name is on the official competitors list for this upcoming Brazil Pro, which is happening in a few weeks' time. Plus, he has also confirmed that he is gonna be doing the Arnold Classic 2025, which is happening in March. And I think that is a great move. It will definitely help him gain a lot of momentum going into next year's Miss Olympia. The story of Samson Dauda's rise to the top, that is so inspiring. more and more IFB pros, they're posting all of these throwback pictures. And it is just so insane to think that how far this man has came. So this right here is a picture posted by Blessing Avutibu from 2017 Arnold Classic Europe, where Blessing was the one who earned his pro card, and Samson Dauda on the other hand, he failed to do very well at that show. Now who would have thought that this guy, he is gonna become Miss Olympia in 7 years, beating all these guys who were all ahead of him at that time. Just think about this for a second. Who would have thought that Samson Dauda, who was in the second call-out at Van Pro 2019, where Samson finished 8th, that same show where we all witnessed one of the best Hadi Choopan ever. Now who would have thought that same Samson Dauda, he would go on to beat that same Iranian phenomena, Hadi Choopan in 2024, to win that Miss Olympia title. So Samson Dauda's story is as motivating and as inspiring as it can be. And you have got to give the credit to Fuad on seeing that potential so early in Samson's career, where he did not even have a single pro win. He did not have any big social media following, but Fuad got him on board. That is why Samson gave so much respect to Fuad after winning the Arnold in 2023 and here at Miss Olympia this past weekend, where he asked him to lift that trophy. So the story continues, and on to the Arnold 2025 next. Over 100,000 views on that interview of Hadi Choopan with the NPC News Online, more than Derek, more than Samson Dauda, and even more than Chris Bumstead. And that just goes to show us how passionate his fans are. So it was a very close contest between Hadi and Samson, and maybe if that same Hadi from this year's Arnold showed up here, maybe the results could have been a bit more different. But at this point, it doesn't really matter. So what actually matters is what Hadi Choopan is thinking, and what he thought of his loss to Samson Dauda this year. Well, I do not want to cause a controversy, but he did put up this story on his IG just for a while, and then it was taken down. So it seems like Hadi thinks he did not lose, and he is directly calling out Samson Dauda, because that is the only guy he is chasing right now. And then he put up this story. So I have no idea why he deleted this, but make no mistake, Hadi will be back in the gym in no time, getting ready for this year's Arnold, and he will be back stronger than ever to defend his Arnold title in 2025. Now at this point I have no idea whether he can beat Samson Dauda again or not, especially if Samson Dauda keeps on improving his physique and most importantly his conditioning, because the thing is now that the IFBB, they have a tall guy with a beautiful physique who is a blend of everything, size, conditioning, as well as really good aesthetics. As the champion, as the face of the sport, there is nothing more they can ask for. But Hadi Choopan might try to come in bigger, because in that interview, he claimed that the judges rewarded the biggest guy, and not the most conditioned guy.
Going for the best conditioned, he was going for a complete look, but obviously the judges chose size, and that's okay. It is what it is. The judges chose it, and it's time to move on.
So we are just waiting for the announcement from Hadi Choopan that he is going for this upcoming Arnold, which is happening in March. And then it is gonna be game time. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.